is Benjamin Okeze Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Uzita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu's mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu's mandate, gains of quality representation. This is the first edition of the program in the month of September. Ben Kalu's mandate on Flow 94.9 FM, both on the terrestrial platforms and online platform, and also Vision Africa 104.1 FM, Real 99.1 FM, Abba Family Love 99.9 FM, Umahia, and ABN Online Radio and TV. Bridging the gap between the parliament and the people is Ben Kalu's mandate. You're welcome. My name is Michael Oni. Yes, young and vibrant politician who currently represent Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, occupying the seat of the Chairman House Committee on Media and Public Affairs, and doubling as the spokesperson of the House. Our regular guest, Representative Benjamin Okeze Kalu, a lawyer and a businessman par excellence, is very much in the studio. Glad to have you join us, and happy new month to you.
Thank you, Michael, for having me again today. And Abians, thank you for tuning in, especially my people from Bende Federal Constituency. Always a pleasure to be here to have an interactive engagement with you. Today promises to be one of them.
All right. Okay, let's begin. Well, the National Assembly has been on recess for a while, and you've been commissioning projects and attending meetings. Can you give us details of the villages and the towns that felt your representation and your impact from Umunato Central School, Ameke Item, to Itumbuzo Community, and to Community Primary School, Umuhu Ezechi? I hope I'm not murdering the name. Just to mention a few, Amogu, that had this maternity center commissioned by you, and other projects, a lot of them that you commissioned within the past 1 week.
Yeah, actually it's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
Maybe 2 days. The purpose of having a recess, a vacation, is not just for members of the National Assembly to spend it with their own family alone overseas on holidays. The purpose of having a recess is to enable you retreat back to the people who elected you, to engage with them for the purposes of needs analysis, as well as an appraisal of what you have done so far. You will get corrections from them, and also you could get upload from them. So we set targets. We just ended today. We're ending our visit to Bende today with this radio engagement. We set a target, one of which was to be around during our court section. If you recall, I was taken to court for frivolous, unfounded, malicious reasons, but we needed to submit ourselves to court, so I was around for the court section. It was one of our targets. Another was to do a flag off the following day with the members of the Ecological Fund from the presidency, which was successful. That was followed with commissioning of projects. We've been going around commissioning projects from roads to health, that is maternity, to education, classrooms, the ones we constructed newly and the ones we renovated. As you know, I believe in sustaining what the previous governments have done. There's no need of doing new constructions always when you have the ones you could fix and save some money. So the money for new construction could do 2 or 3 buildings renovated. And unless we found out that it is absolutely nothing in existence there, then we go into fresh construction. So we did the commissioning of this blocks of classrooms, and it cuts across the whole bend there. Okay. We also did not leave the classrooms like that. Most of the ones we built, we furnished with desks and chairs and blackboards and ceiling fans and electricity, that is, light, well, to make sure they were well lit. And we also donated whiteboards, not your usual blackboard. We donated that. And then we also engage in distributing a special plastic lockers desks with their chairs and their thousands around the federal constituency. We did not spare any community. We went, like you mentioned, from Itumbuzo to Bende, from Bende to Umuhu to Ozitem to Ozuakole to Mba to Ibere to Item. And Item, you have Item Okoko, Item A, Item B, and you have Item A, Amoko. And then in Okai, we did the renovated classroom with the brand new furniture. So we went to Ugoeke as well. We went to Ezuku. So there's no part of Bende we did not touch. We went around and we made sure that whatever we had, we shared equally across board. And the people were happy. People, the way they were celebrating, show that they were delighted. Yesterday we were at Umunato. They need time to also give them their own, and what that offered was an opportunity to engage with the public, with the electorate, not just commissioning and donating. That was the issue. It helped us to understand what their next pain is. What is their next desire. What is biting them most. We recorded it, like I moved the members of my staff, majority of them, to Abia. I only left 1 or 2 to take care of things down there at Abuja. So they've been working with us here, making notes, drawing up analysis, drawing up reports. So when we go back to Abuja, we'll start looking at how to make the desires of our people something that will be taken care of.
Yeah, okay, great. You didn't mention the transformer for the people of
I didn't mention. Yeah, there were so many the things we did within this short period. I think we couldn't
only been
a primary school,
2 newly constructed classroom blocks.
Yeah, we furnished that one as well. And we also gave books. We gave side books to indigent students. Some of them may not need to buy books for a while now, based on what we supply to them. And we gave that transformer because people from that particular axis really needed it, and we still need more.
And the solar-powered borehole at Tugumpa.
Oh yes, I forgot that one. At Tugumpa, we did a solar-powered borehole commissioning, and I also drank the water from there, and it didn't get sick. And my stomach is always sensitive, so for me to drink that water and nothing happened to me, it means that they did a wonderful job there, and the community, they are really, really appreciative. They've shown a great gratitude in what we did for them. So, yeah, I may not be able to list all the things we have. Just that we needed to give you this update. Yeah.
All right, but I looked at the list of those things you did while touring Bender. It seems all the pro-communities in Bende had a share of your presence and had a project. And one will be asking how you were able to pull this off. And of course, it seems you paid close attention to education, distribution of desk, and also the books and the classrooms, newly renovated, and of course across board also. So one will be asking, why education?
All right. I think let's start from the first one and say, how were you able to do this? I was able to do this because I put myself second and the people first. And I went to the house genuinely to serve. I didn't go to the house to build a new house. I built mine 20 years ago. I didn't go there to buy cars. I don't have needs of so many cars. I drive 10-year-old car and I'm happy with it. Some of my cars are 10 years, 12 years. I don't care about those. You see, if you grew up in the village, the way I grew up in the village, you will know that the problem of your people, if you really care for them, it's something that you cannot ignore. So many come to politics for so many reasons. For me, I came to serve selflessly, to make an impact. And I want to be remembered that this was the legacy I put out when I came. I'm not the first person going to House of Rep, but if you look around, within 24 months I've been in this position, it has been about the people, and the people, and nothing else. And that is how that was how I was able to pull it through. Because you see, there's every possibility that my needs will now become greater than the needs of my people. And when as a politician your needs become greater than the needs of the people, you're no longer a leader, you're leading yourself. But if the needs of your people, they are bigger than your own needs, it means that you're carrying their needs on your shoulder. That makes them look up to you. That makes you lead the people. So that is the example I want to say, and so far, so good. That's how I was able to, with small resources, but trying to make sure that it is impactful on how we do prioritization and our scale of preference, how we allocate resources. Because you see, leadership is all about harnessing available resources to achieve a particular objective. So if you're able to, yes, the limited resources are there, they are not much, and our needs are so many, but as a leader, both in business, both in politics, in governance, you should be able to know, okay, granted we have a little resources, but not conceding that is enough for me to put it in my pocket. It should be distributed in a manner that is fair and equitable for it to have impact on the lives of people. So that was, and then why education? I believe education is everything. It could be formal education, it could be informal education, but if you train up a child in the way he should go, when he's old, he will not depart from it. That is scriptural. If you train them that they can be independent, that they can make money for themselves, they should look forward to being away from poverty, they will not depart from it when they grow up. Teach them education, they will become lawyers and doctors and computer scientists and pastors and teachers tomorrow. If you don't teach them, you leave them to wander. When they wander into criminality, and they begin to attack those who are having access to the resources they could not learn how to acquire. So I believe education helps in reforming my character, and if we can invest a lot, it will help us to build a nation that will be proud to call our own. But it's in line with my manifesto.
Okay.
I'm not, all these things we are doing, they're not just what we wake up, we sleep at night, we wake up in the morning, we start doing. No, it's a blueprint. You see why I was commending the governor for bringing out a 30-year blueprint for Abia State last time. I have a blueprint that I may not even be able to finish by the time I'm leaving this office, and that is my manifesto. And education that we are talking about is on my page 11. And if you go in that manifesto, you see agriculture, you see commerce and industry, you see healthcare, which is on page 15, and you see infrastructural development, page 17. You go to housing and sanitation, social welfare, tradition, and all the rest of them. So we have a map that we always refer to. How far have we gone there? Are we doing well there? Do we need to improve there? And it is informing my legislative interventions in the House. It's informing, like, If you go to my manifesto, you see that I was opting for a vocational center or a college of education or polytechnics to come into Bende. And I have moved a bill that is almost at the final stage now for that house. So I love education, but that does not mean that there are no other sectors who will not be looked at.
Yeah, okay. So hopefully we're going to see more also from others in other sectors.
Yes, agriculture. We started agriculture in Item. Now we are positioning what they call agro processing center.
Okay.
It's about 6 or 9 in the whole country. I brought one, and they've given us land. It will be servicing Ibere, Alai, servicing Ohafia, Aruchuku axis, and it's a central location where we put your goods from primary product to secondary product for the purposes of export. So the federal government is coming to build it there. And also, if you go to my manifesto, you see oil mill. Oil mill has just been approved by Niger Delta, and very soon it will be sited in Bende. So all those interventions in agriculture, we are now going to be, pushing them forward. And the rural areas, the farming communities like in Talaku, Itumbuzo, all those areas, we're going to, for cocoa and all that, we're going to look at how to help them further. The needs are much, but we'll keep trying.
All right, great. You heard that. Agro Processing Center coming to Bende Federal Constituency very soon, and the oil mill will be built by the federal government also very soon. It is Ben Kalu's mandate, the weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu with the good people of Abia State, especially Bende Federal Constituency that he represents at the National Assembly. We're talking about the House of Representatives. Now let's talk politics. The All Progressives Congress, local government congress, was conducted in Abia State, across board actually. We're concerned about the one that took place in Abia State with the election of local government party executives amidst tight security. Elected ward delegates threw out in their numbers to elect the local government executives of the party. But it was successful, but not without intrigues. But before we get to that, let me ask you, how was the Congress in Bende Federal Constituency?
Bende people are peaceful people. And, politics in Bende, we recognize the ultimate leader in our APT. Though I am the elected caucus leader for Bende Federal Constituency, as you know, the senator, the former governor of Abia State, is from that particular place. So my leadership is subject to his final permission or final, control. That is how we want it. It wasn't coerced. It's out of respect for what we believe is the right way for things to happen.
All right.
And when you recognize the structure of leadership, it helps you in decision making. It helps you to organize yourself better. So there was nothing we did in Bende Federal Constituency without the consent of the ultimate leader, Dr. Ojikalo. Though he's outside the country, actually he's never around when we are doing Congress. He believes he has raised people who are capable of doing the right thing for the party to move forward. When we consulted him, we said, okay, we want to do let's return everybody back to. He said, no, that would not be democratic. He said, Ben, we are Democrats. We should do what will reflect the principles of democracy. Let the leaders of every ward decide who they want to represent them. If the people are doing well, retain them. If they are not doing well, let them go. And that was the formula we used when we met as leaders, without communicating this particular position of the ultimate leader to the leaders of Bende. They on their own took that as their decision, and I now inform them that your decision is in line with what our ultimate leader has communicated. And that was what we use. None of us impose anybody on anybody. We allow the various political wards to meet, select those who will represent them, and forward their name, because we did consensus. Okay. And it worked for us. It was very peaceful. INEC was there. INEC from state was there. INEC from local government was there. The DPO, Bende, was there. Also, the DPO in charge of Benden North was also there. So we had 2 DPOs. We also have the head of civil defense was there. The head of DSS was also there. So they witnessed the process, and we videoed all the process from beginning to end, and it was quite peaceful. And I can assure you that my people are happy with what happened, and I think it will help to move the party from where it is now to where it ought to be. But as you know, it's not in every Congress that everybody will be happy. There will be some people who may not be happy, but somebody had to do the job. Like, I am in charge, they are doing the job on behalf of the overall leader. So I will take some blows. Some people will not be happy, some people will throw some stones. But you see, what matters at the end of the day is that you are fair in your leadership, that you are transparent in your leadership, and that you are accountable to the people who have asked you to lead them.
Now to the intrigues. I know you do not like to talk about your party politics on radio, but the program will not be complete without asking you the questions concerning the reports of parallel congresses in Abia State, leading to confusion amidst members of the party. Did the same played out in your constituency, and how were you able to resolve this?
No, I didn't. For me, I didn't notice that. Like I said, I came, I was on ground. It was one of the reasons I came back. I didn't notice any parallel thing in my local government. Like I said, we are with the people. Some people say they are powerful and they can throw their power around. We are not powerful. We are, if there's any word like that, peopleful. We are peopleful, which means we are, this is my own English, we are on the side of the people.
Okay.
And you know where the people are, that is where the power is. And if you want to do anything in Bende and you ignore people like us, and you ignore people like us who has been with the people for over 20 years consistently, then you are not a political strategic thinker. So if you're a deep thinker in politics, if you come to bend the federal constituency, there are key persons that you must always align yourself with to get a result, which is the people-oriented result. For me, I had no headache. There was no parallel stuff. If there was, INEC would have told me. I asked INEC if they posted anybody to anywhere in Bende. They said no. I asked DSS, did you post anybody to anywhere? They said no. I asked police the same question, as well as civil defense, and none of them gave any information contrary to this position, which means that the directive they got from their command was that they should stick to where Benjamin Kalu, APC, Oje Kalu, APC, is in Bende Federal Constituency, and there was no quarrel, and it took place right there as allowed by our constitution at the party secretariat, the LGA party secretariat. That was where it took place, and in fulfillment of the Electoral Act provisions, the agencies were there to sign on the document of our Congress.
Okay, still talking politics, one will be forced to ask your relationship with members of the National Assembly in the state across board, beyond party lines now.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
You see, for the development of the state, there must be a synergy between those who are working the various levels of government, irrespective of political party colors. That is my thinking. It's my own philosophy. I don't believe that because I am APC, I should not be friends with a member of PDP who is with me at the National Assembly. And as you know, it was myself and Honorable Nkiru before someone would join us as APC National Assembly members, in addition to the Chief Whip of the Senate. So when we meet as Abia caucus, we meet as Abia people who want to develop their state, not PDP or APC. So they are all my friends. Are you talking about Solo Adelu, gentleman, Polish guy, who doesn't want trouble, who is quite professional in the way he does things, and very reliable? Or are you talking about Darlington, Sedalo? Sedalo is my man, is my buddy. Sedelo is my good friend and a selfless guy who thinks about others before himself. And though he's in PDP, but he's a progressive that, doesn't think party when it comes to relationships. So we have done a lot of things together. And, are you talking about Nkole? Nkole he's my younger brother, though he's a tenor older than me in the National Assembly. He has a lot of respect for me, and I also have respect for him, and I watch his back, and he watches my back as well, because it's just next door to me, Abam and Bende. So, is it Abonta? Abonta is what I call the Asian parliamentarians, those who are like an institution. He can't beat his record. He has done so well with his legislative performance, and is like one of the fathers of the National Assembly, and who is always consulted on issues. And he's my friend. I talk with him almost every week. Who's the next? You're talking about Samuel Nibo, who just joined us. Polish, very reserved, but he has content. When you engage with him, you know that he has a lot of content to give out. And he's not a noisemaker, but he's a serious-minded fellow. Are you talking about the profile of
Chimogie, ABCK?
ABCK? I have not got to know him so well. He's new. I've not known him. I've not known him very well. I'm sure over time I will get to know him better. The deputy chief whip, which is Nkiru. Nkiru is a dynamic woman. You can't take it from her that she is the highest ranking female legislator in this country at the moment, and I'm proud that we are both from the Abianat senatorial district. She knows her way around. I can tell you that you can't squeeze Nkiru into a bottle, and that is what is needed in National Assembly, a person whose eyes are open, not sleepy, so as to see how to grab the dividends of democracy when it comes. So, and I have a good relationship with her. Now you come to the senators. I think I'm not missing anybody in the now House of National Assembly. You come to the senators. All these people at the Senate have made their marks. They are our leaders. It doesn't matter the parties they belong to, and I visit them. Abaribe, Senator, most distinguished Abaribe, I visit him. He was a spokesperson of the Senate. And sometimes I go to borrow leads from him, from his experience. He likes what I'm doing, and we'll crack some jokes. And I go sit in his office to chat with him once in a while. And he's also loaded. He has content, I must tell you that. And quite experienced. Talking about Senator T.A. Oji, I have a warm relationship with him. I also visit him from time to time to engage him and tap from his knowledge. And then my overall leader, Dr. Oji Kalu, that one is a mentor. That one is my mentor in politics. So it's countless time that I sit down with him to fight with him, to argue with him, to debate with him for the purposes of learning more, acquiring more experience, and fine-tuning some things. So that's the way I kept the relationship in the House and in the National Assembly. For me, it is healthy. I want to sustain it. I want us to keep being together, because that is the only way we can move Abia forward. I look forward to a time when all of us will go on a retreat and we'll sit down maybe with the executives in the state to try to form a way forward for our development.
All right, that's great. So the final question I have here on Ben Kalu's mandate, the weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu with the good people of Abia State. In case you just joined us, we've been speaking with Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu. Of course, weekly engagement where he talks to the good people of Abia State. He represents Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives. Now, there was this report exclusively published by Daily Trust newspaper that I would like you to respond to as the spokesperson of the House, that despite receiving huge pays in salaries and allowances, many House of Representative members engage in underhand deals, according to the report, by diverting funds meant to hire rates and short-changing personal staff in what is due to them. And that report went on to publish that 360 members of the House of Reps is entitled to, each of them is entitled to 5 aides, a senior legislative aide, legislative assistant, personal assistant, and constituency officer and their secretary, and went on to talk about their salaries and other entitlement, that it is not being paid fully because legislators demand that some percentage should be paid into their account, and some other allegations against the National Assembly, the legislators, and that the legislators are not employing the number of aides they should, and even if they do, they are not being paid well. What's your reaction to this?
Yeah, I'm happy you called it allegation, because Nigerians are always happy to run with allegation, assuming that to be truth. And the position of our law is sacrosanct. If you accuse a person, doesn't mean that he's guilty, and he's not guilty until you prove otherwise. And the parliament is the place where a lot of accusations, a lot of punching, where the punching bag of the citizens, the office of the citizens of this country. And they don't punch the executives, they punch us. Yet we have little under our management compared to what is under the management of the executive. We're talking about 13 trillion, out of which 0.08% goes to the National Assembly. The public, they are looking at that 0.08%. Very ignorant of what happens with the rest of the 99.02%. The wrong way of looking at things. So my call on the public is to change their spectacle, so that the perspective from where they view things will be different, clearer than it is at the moment. I say so because there's no how you will attack the National Assembly for a job that is under the control of the technocrats of the National Assembly. As you know, the National Assembly sits on a tripod, which is the Senate, the House of Representatives, as well as the management of the National Assembly. Therefore, if you want to complain about the job that is not handled by the members of the National Assembly, it will be wrong call to place it on the members of the National Assembly. Why don't you take it to the technocrats? The pay office. There is an office that is handling the payment of all these workers. I don't know that office. For example, I'm sure many members don't know this office. And I don't know who pays my staff. And I'm sure many members don't know who pays their staff. I only sign documents when we hire to send to whoever handles the payment. So if there is any problem with regards to either ghost workers, with regards to the proper people doing the proper work, I think it is for the pay office to do a verification exercise to be able to know if those who are collecting these salaries are the ones employed to do the job, and if not so, to eject them from the system. It has nothing to do with the National Assembly members. And for those who are complaining that National Assembly members take their salaries, I don't know how that works. For me, 5 people that they have hired for me is not enough, and that is why they have given me extra 2 from the Nigerian Institute of Legislative Studies to help with my research. I have to know everything that happens in the National Assembly. So I need professors to be around as my research fellows to give me information that I need in any sector that I need to speak on. So they posted 2 extra for me in my office. Well, it's not the same way with most of the members of the National Assembly. And these are resource persons. I don't know how they are paid. And if you ask those who are working with me, you will find out that, in fact, I pay some of my workers, I pay extra from my pocket, because I believe that what National Assembly is giving is low. So I have to go from my own allowance and pay them extra to enable them give me the kind of output that I'm looking for. And the result shows, if you look at the comparative analysis of the work done by the members of the House, those who came in as first timers, if you look at our comparative report, you will be impressed that Bende has done a good job, both in lawmaking, in motions, in oversight functions, and also in constituency projects. It's because we are using quality people who are the square pegs for the square holes and the round pegs for the round holes. So you will be shortchanging yourself if you give the job to your wife and she's sitting somewhere and not doing the job, and you leave competent people. In my office, you will have people who have been in the National Assembly for 19-20 years that I hired. I hired them to work with me because they have experience, but they don't come cheap. You will see lawyers, they don't come cheap. So if you want cheap article, you deliver cheap products. So let them direct their questions and their inquiries to the technocrats, and I'm sure they will get answers to your questions.
Okay, the lines are very much open now for you to ask questions, your comments, your contributions on Ben Kalu's mandate. Of course, it is the first edition of the program for the month of September, and Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu is very much live in the studio to answer your questions, your contributions, and also your opinion concerning some of the topic of discussion today, and also his representation at the National Assembly for Bende Federal Constituency. 0808 182 6949 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Don't forget to move away from your radio set so that we can have a smooth conversation. Glad to have you join us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Mike Oni.
You're welcome.
And honorable member, very distinguished and dynamic honorable member Ben Kano, I want to greet you specially. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, the person speaking is Henry Enyoko. I'm speaking directly from Umo Gelentega in Isialangwa North. I am really sorry that I'm not from your constituency. I must say it and say it very clearly that I'm pleased with what you are doing in your very constituency. And let me equally admit the fact that your approach to is very, that is lawmaking, legislative duties that cuts across lines without, being too attached to with party sentiment. I admire that. Now let me go straight. Please, there is something I want you to comment on. Recently, there is this issue of Uruga and open grazing and all this and that is now one of the issues that is so achy especially within the southeastern states. The Igbos, this issue does not go down well with them, generally. What is your view on this matter? I want to hear your view on this issue.
All right, Mr. Henry. Thank you for sharing that question with us. Glad to have you join us. Oh, that didn't pull through. On our Facebook page, Flow 949 FM, Kingsley Obioma says, "Good morning, Honorable Ben K." According to him, "Permit me to appreciate your good works in Bende Federal Constituency. Your representation has cut across all spheres of the Federal Constituency. You are the only rep that partner assist APC councillorship candidates, which is unprecedented. Keep up your good work." And that's coming from Kingsley Obioma. Kanu Uzomba from Ezequiel says, "Before the court judgment that favored you, you promised to forgive your accuser. What caused the change of mind by suing him and claiming damages?" Kanu Uzomba from Ezequiel. All right, glad to have you join us. What's your name? Okay, that didn't pull through. Yes, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm Benjamin Okechukwu, calling from Ibere.
All right, Benjamin.
Okay, yeah, my opinion is that I wanted to tell the government to please come over to Ibere. There is some certain roads that are not good over there.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, that's what happened.
All right. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yes, glad to have you join us. What's your name? Can you speak up, please?
Good morning, Mike.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good morning, also, Honorable.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, Reverend Samuel Azumba. I am happy for you. I listened to you last time when you were speaking with Mike. You told us that you are a Christian, that being a politician, that you don't have such feeling because so many of them lie. So, a few days ago, I was at Ikopa. I saw you when you were going down the other day at the Ahmediaba. So, this shows a leader by example. You don't just stay in your office and wait for results or people to give you information. So, God will bless you. There is an area I want to speak. You see, it's just your 2 years in office. Somebody like Audios of Kalu'S, who has been our governor for 6 years and now the senator for 2 years. I want you to advise him as your mentor. You know, after their tenure, and if the road from Utakoli to Onhatia is not built, people from that area may not be happy to vote for him when he comes out to say he'll be a president or whatever. So that road from Umahia to Utakoli, Akara or Hatia, people need to think about that road. That will give them more clue for people to think about voting for them. Thank you.
All right, thank you for sharing that with us. Glad to have you join us. That didn't pull through. Kelechi from Umpa says, good morning, our digital honorable member. I must commend Honorable Ben Kalu for the good work he's doing for the good people of Umpa. I'm appealing to you to extend your good gesture to the youths. That's coming from Kelechi. Let's take one more, then Honorable will respond to your questions. Glad to have you join us. Okay, that didn't pull through. Glad to have you join us. What's your name?
Good morning. My name is Kanduka from Umahia.
All right.
Thank Benjamin Kalu for the wonderful work he's doing. I'm but I want to say something in regards to what he said. I want to ask him a question in regards to what he said about the parallel congress that didn't take place in Bende. Here in Umahia, there was a parallel congress. Ikekemenike had his own, and the APC had their own. So I don't know how they're going to go about it. It's really giving us concern, we that are supporting. I want to know how they're going to handle the issue.
All right. Thank you for that. Yes, Honorable Benjamin Kalu will respond to your questions now. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank Abians for always calling in. In fact, a lot of calls have been coming in. Because that we have limited time. It shows that the program is resourceful. It's helping to bridge the gap between the people and the parliament, which was the initial intention, the ultimate intention program, so that we will not operate in a manner that is not transparent and fuel misconception. Yeah, on the call from Henry Enyoko from Isialangwa, I want to thank you for your kind words that you used when you started, and I also want to comment on the issue you raised with regards to Ruga, the open grazing. As you know, this country has what is called the Land Use Act of 1978, and in the Land Use Act of 1978, the governors are the landlords of all the lands in the state. Even when they give you a certificate of occupancy, it is only for 99 years, after which it reverts back to the state. We're going to look at these directives from the executive when we resume, so that we'll be able to know whether it was in the excess of their mandate, constitutional mandate. After all, it is our duty to ensure that in the carrying out of their duty, that we watch them like dogs, to make sure they don't go outside the provisions of the constitutional mandate, so that we create that balance that democracy preaches. So we're going to consider, once we resume, the directive from the executive against the provision of extant laws, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to know whether it was in excess. If it's in excess, definitely we'll call it to order. And I agree with you that most people are complaining about it. We will look at the public opinion, which always influences our legislative intervention. So be rest assured, we have that as part of our agenda that we'll bring up in the House when we resume. Uzoma Kanu raised the issue of the litigation, the malicious, frivolous litigation that was packaged against me under a conspiracy to run a smear campaign on me to put dents on my person, and is asking, you promised to forgive. What made you sue him? I'm not sure my lawyers have sued anybody, but whether they are preparing to is what I'm sure they are. Like I said, for me, I have forgiven. But if they went against the law to defame my character, if they find out that there was criminal defamation of character, which is against our laws, they are bound to answer to the law, unless you are saying that they should not answer to the law, so that tomorrow somebody wants to blackmail you, you refuse to pay money that they are asking for, they go and tell you, spill anything they want to spill on your person, and then mess your name up in the whole federation. Knowing my position, everybody knows Benjamin Kalu. So they ran to the market with that kind of, frivolous, malicious thing. The damage was much. Is it criminal? Can we find any criminal element in that particular defamation? If yes, then they should answer to the law. But whether I've forgiven, I can assure you, I'm a child of God. I've forgiven. Now, a person called from Ibere saying some roads need to be, to be worked on, but you didn't mention the road. Well, you must give credit to Dr. Jekalo. He has done a good job in Ibere. I don't think there is any particular area in the whole state that has the road network like you have in Ibere. Dr. Jekalo has done a lot, and he's still doing. In fact, last time I was passing, I saw him doing a road into a bush. I don't know whether there's a community down there. I will find out later on. So you have the highest number of roads. That is why people like us were finding it difficult to even see where to construct for you. You'll be grateful to Dr. Jekalo any day, please. But if there is anyone we can intervene, always let us know. Reverend Azunna from Amoji Menyi is saying that he's happy that we did not just talk, we do, we talk and do. That when you saw me, visiting the site and correcting certain things and all that. So I commend you, sir, for being a close observer. As pertaining Dr. Jekalo to look at the Uzuakoli, Uzuakoli on Hafia Road, I don't need to tell him, he's already working on it. I can assure you that he's already working on that. For the youth, Ukelechi, but now small now. Now small. We'll do small today, we'll do small tomorrow. Rome was not built in a day. No be only 24 months where are they here. No be 12 years old. Now 24 months where are they here. So may not just take them easy. Small. Make could not drive me to early grave. We're going to carry this burden small. But I believe you. As a youth, we need to package you. It's my responsibility because we need you to be leaders of tomorrow. And finally, on the issue of what happened in Omaha is not my constituency. My constituency is Ben, the federal constituency, and I've told you I did not experience any parallel election there. But I want to push it out to Abians. This is one party. If there are misunderstandings, we are still going to sit back and put our house in order. Because you see, APC have been having problems before some of us joined them. And now we were able to win some positions. If we remain together with the people, we will win more. If we divide, we will lose more. It's as simple as that. APC, my advice to you, stay together. find a reason to come together and stay together. If not so, you will just be building a house for PDP and ABGA and SDP to occupy. And I know you wouldn't do that because you're progressive. Let's work together. I'm a unifier. I describe myself as a unifier. I want us to move as a formidable bloc for us to bring the dividends of democracy the way we want it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us this on this edition, the first edition for the month of September. And hopefully next week, God's willing, we will be here again for another edition of the program, Ben Kalu's Mandate. Thank you very much for joining us, Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu.
Thank you for always having me. And Abians, I'm so proud of you. And Ben, the people, you know I love you. And I know you love me too. We'll keep praying for each other. Together we'll make Bende greater than we made it. God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much. Next week is another time on the program from Flow 94.9 FM to Vision Africa 104.1 FM, Rail 99.1 FM, Abba Family Love 99.9 FM, Umahia, ABN Online Radio and TV. My name is Michael Oni.